And who's this guy?
That's Mr. Wyatt. And he's Zero.
Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree.
These are the children all asking you. So please come out, don't and play with you. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun. What? Look, that's his car.
He was a very happy, he was a happy kid.
Mm-hmm.
He liked to just roughhouse and race around and explore and take things out and put things back together, and he was pure joy from the beginning.
Dance it, oh yeah!
Owen, he was your typical kindergarten kid, rambunctious.
No.
But Owen, just from the start, lit up a room.
Whether it was with his laugh or like he was saying a joke, he always knew how to make people smile.
He was wise for his age, and he was a good brother.
Just a wonderful, active, funny, just excitable kid.
Owen was always seemed like a junior superhero in training.
He was super self-assured.
Yes.
For a small person, you know? So I think that sometimes is like the superhero vibe.
Like, I always knew I wanted to have kids, but once I held Owen and then hung out with Owen when he was just a baby, like, reinforced the idea of like, I want a few of those.
So COVID happened in March of 2020. So we were trying to navigate, you know, remote kindergarten, and he was exhibiting some kind of odd behavior like in the beginning of April.
He wants me to make a fort for him, but the fort has to be extra dark and put a roof on it, and he just wants to sit there. He didn't want to do screen time. So
lights were bothering him.
You could tell this, a lot of things were kind of all within probably 10 days of this kind of just accelerated.
I called and just said, we need to have this. I have a son who could walk on Sunday, and today he cannot walk.
So that's when they scheduled the MRI for the next day, and luckily somebody gave us some kind of news, so Amanda packed bags for them just to stay the night.
They took him in the morning to get the MRI, and then they had come up to me and wanted to take me into a conference room. And I said, can't we just do it in here? And they said no.
I had the, I guess, assumption, because he was falling and walking into walls and stuff, that he had a tumor. But never did I think it'd be inoperable and incurable. So when I was told it, my initial reaction on the phone, it was, oh, you know, we'll solve this and so on and so forth. And Amanda quite loudly said, Dad, it's incurable. And we're lucky to have 8 to 10 months, I think she said. So it was devastating. Went to church and said some prayers. It was, that was a reaction.
Diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, basically it's a descriptive term. So it's describing what we see on MRI, because for the longest time, these tumors were diagnosed only by MRI imaging. I would say more than 90% of children die within 2 years from diagnosis. So it is a horrible disease that many really smart people have built their careers in trying to find a cure.
We wanted him to keep strengthening, to keep doing school.
I spoke to Amanda, and Amanda, being Amanda, was just very into it right off the bat and wanted me to come and meet Owen and see if there was anything we could do together that could help him be a little bit more mobile, a little bit more independent, and kind of keep him strong and moving throughout his treatment.
What they would say is, call me if anything unusual happens. I would just laugh, like, this whole thing is unusual. Like, I have a kid who could walk yesterday and is scooting. I had a kid who could eat food and is now literally choking. Everything is unusual. There was absolutely no quarterback to tell you also, by the way, he's going to lose his ability to speak. By the way, he's not going to be able to raise his arms. And that at the end, that's when we said, you know what, I don't know why I keep trying to look for this quarterback. I'm going to quarterback this. I'm taking over.
I think the most special time was about a week before he passed away, and I had just gotten home from school, and Amanda asked me to come over so she could go get her hair done or something. It was an appointment. So I came over, and it was the first time that he had been left alone with someone other than his parents since diagnosis, basically. So it's just Owen and I in the chair. That was a big responsibility, I feel like. I had not seen him for a month, so that was a huge adjustment. He couldn't talk anymore, but they trusted me, which I thought was an honor.
You know, they had said this, the way the tumor grows over time, like they'll just lose their ability to swallow, they'll lose their ability to breathe, and it just, those were kind of the signs right then as, you know, he would start choking on his water because he couldn't swallow it. 2 days before he passed, I remember I'd made him a s'mores pie, and we were in the living room here, and just, pie, and he couldn't swallow it. He started choking on it, and that's kind of when we looked at each other and knew that, you know, your option was a feeding tube or just kind of, you know, to start getting your goodbyes together at that point.
But it's a gift to be able to be with someone when they leave this world. And they open this house for everybody to have a chance to be with Owen when he left us. And that's so admirable. And they did not have to do that.
Yeah, and the end was really special too, I think. It's like the light was streaming in, it was just really beautiful. For me, I mean, I know everybody had a different reaction to it, but to actually say goodbye and then just have it all be really mellow was really special.
That's my flame that I made, and then that's Owen's flame that he made. That's Owen and Eugene Pryor in the buggy, and me on the bike. That was Owen's class picture. That's when we were in my school, and that's when we were little. That was Owen and me when my dad can push us on the bike. And that's when we ate ice cream on the windows. These on my balcony. Because I like to have them in my room to remember us of Owen. The fun times we had. And that's Owen and me. He's handsome.
We never heard of DIPG before. Never, in all of our years in helping families and children and the finest healthcare institutions in the world, I never heard the letters DIPG. And
the fact that there's 0 chance of survival, there is no treatment, there's really nothing being done in this disease was unexplainable and unimaginable.
So everything that we're doing, you know, our families together, channeling our grief into something that is going to change the future, it's just, it makes me so proud. And I would give anything, like I know you would, to have Chad back. You'd give anything to have Owen back. But when we can look at the impact they're making on this world, it at least can give a little bit of peace, at least in my mind. For DIPG, what's next is I think we're going to see some incremental changes with survival rates. And I think that'll be the first step. And, you know, the continued research and more trials that are continuing to open up, the CAR T-cell therapies that are really seeing some great results. And ultimately, we're going to find some treatments that extend life, and it's not going to be tomorrow, but ultimately there will be a treatment plan that will cure this disease. And I say it all the time, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We need people to stick with us for the long haul, because this isn't going to happen tomorrow, but it's going to happen. I think every one of us feels that way, and we're ready to shout it from the mountaintops.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So we just want to thank everyone for their support to us, their support for other families facing this terrible disease, and for supporting ChadTough.
Was very, at that time, he was very into this Lil Nas X song, the
what was that song? Oh, I can't think about it, but it was like the cowboy song or something.
What is it?
No, Old Town Road. Old Town Road. So we'd have to blast that, and he'd say, crank it up, right? And he'd dance to it in the back, and yeah, those were the good times.
You lying, you smiling.
My dad is happy when he sees a crab. My dad gets mad when he sees a crab.
In the background of each scene, a thief is getting away with a bag of stolen Beyblades. One firefighter wipes his forehead, looking funny. Oh wait. Police officers stand in front of the pretzel bites, covered in stickers marking where the fires have been. One steps forward, looking very impressive in his underwear.
Yeah, So what do we think happened to Wyatt's face?
He got beaten up.
He got beaten up? By what?
A strawberry.
By a strawberry? Yeah. Did you battle a strawberry?
Yes.